Good afternoon, folks. Praying all is well. Trump came out with the idea, which is not new, for the Palestinian people to be moved from Gaza to a couple of different states around the Middle Eastern states. Like I said, it ain't the first time that's been put out there. I personally think it's a good idea. I think it's time that the Palestinian people find somewhere, because they can't seem to get along with their neighbors, and every time they pick a fight, they end up in the losing end of the stick. And it's their people that, it's just sad. About its people, let me say this. Gaza been under control of Hamas for years, before 2005 or in 2005, right? The government of Israel went and displaced its people from the Gaza section, folks that have been there forever and a day. I'm talking about these people that were there had farms, factories. I'm talking about an infrastructure. And they went in there, and its people didn't want that to happen. But the military went and forced those people out. What did the Palestinians do? And when you think about this, the only thing I could think that would give somebody the idea to go ahead and destroy the infrastructure left behind by these people is people that got married to their cousins. It's like the offspring of those people are the ones that did that. Because, I mean, why? And then you want to turn around and talk about, oh, that we don't have enough food. This, well, dude, you just burned down all that food and whatnot. I'm talking about they destroyed everything, right? And after all those years of fighting, I mean, the list goes on. You have the 6 Day War. I mean, it's just, and Israel, the God that backs them up, he could show you better than he could tell you. Israel went and took on states at one time. At one time. It was like, yeah, I'll take you, and you won. At one time. Take a look at the 6 Day War, yo. Crazy. That's the God. That's the God I serve as well. So, it's people. The women that they run around when they think they're successful because they killed a child, right? Or those men, or those young men. Listen to this. People, victims, the hostages themselves. I'm not talking about right now, though they say the same thing. Other hostages from years before have all said one story that they all said the same. That everywhere they got taken to, whether through tunnels or whatever, it's people. They would cheer, spit at them, and talk about how much they hated the Jewish people. There's a lady that gives a story, I think just now, that they put her in to live with a family. That lady was a hostage for 477 days or something like that. And she lived with that family. And she said how the 4-year-old and 8-year-old would talk about how they hate the Jews. And this been going on forever in there. This is not just from the year 2005. That's been going on. Those people are. I heard somebody from Fox say, I believe it was Fox. I can't remember who. You know what? Let me correct that. It might have been just a podcast news type that said the people in Gaza are the only people that are born and die with hate. That's what they are born into. And that's what they die believing. You know, it's not like you come out of Dallas, Texas, and, you know, some group comes around and talks to you, and you're like, yeah, that's a good idea. Because I'm tired of whatever. No, these people, it's from when they're born. All right. And while you have like 2 million people, or, I'm not exactly sure, but there's the kicker. Gaza is destroyed. Everybody's seen it. There's nothing left. You might have a building here, a building there, but it's all gone. Right? Guess who's not jumping in, raising their hand, saying, I'll take them, I'll take them. The rest of the neighbors. Egypt has a border with Gaza. That's not all they have with Gaza. They got a bunch of tunnels so big that trucks could go in and transport because there's a blockade or something like that. There's been the war intensified one time over that area. The Rafah something is a stretch, right? And apparently a lot of things happen in that stretch, the corridor, that ain't supposed to happen. But Egypt ain't taking them. Jordan ain't taking them. Syria, there's nobody really to say, because there's nobody really to talk to there, because it's just there. You know? And guess who else not taking? The West Bank. Which the West Bank, again, it's not really the West Bank. They're not saying, hey, just come over here. No, because the West Bank is ran by its own government, the Palestinian something. Gaza was ran by Hamas. See? Now, don't get me wrong, the people in the West Bank don't. If they had their chance, they would do something to the Jewish people. But they understand, listen, we're good. We get to live over here, there's no bombings, it's all right. Because they understand that if you poke that bear, that's what you get. And like I said, those people, they were, when they're born, they were just born to hate. And now look. And let me say this. Iran, I've always thought they should have been taking care of Iran, because Iran is the one that's ahead of all that. But we're going to see what happens. And don't get it wrong, it's not like I don't feel for the kids or anything like that. Because I want them to find somewhere safe that they could call home. But it can't be there, because they don't know what peace is. Just imagine you being born in a place where all you know is war. And let me tell you, all this talk about, which doesn't make no sense. They live in an open jail. What the hell is an open jail, yo? If you look back at the videos, when all this first started, look at the way that they were dressed. Everybody was dressed well. Everybody looked healthy. They didn't look like the folks that come out of Somalia and stuff like that. They did not. And guess what? They all had cell phones. They were doing live. Look at the videos and the pictures of what Gaza used to look like. It was thriving. It was just like any other metropolitan city. And you look at it now, it's in total ruins. In total ruins. Why? Because their government, quote unquote, felt that it was okay to go into somebody else's country and just kill their babies and, you know, the young and the older, just a surprise attack for no reason whatsoever, not provoked. It was just a plan. Let's go attack. Let's grab as many people as we can. And since it's happened so long, they thought, right? They, the Palestinians, Hamas, thought, oh, you know, after this, we're going to get a lot of people from jail out. See, that was the reason why they did it and the reason why they grabbed so many. Because they knew one hostage could get you. I mean, think about it. When Hamas got 1,000 people freed from the jails of Israel, these are terrorists and all that, for one Jewish man, a young man, for one man. Imagine if you got 200 and something folks. That's what they thought. Oh man, we're gonna empty out the jails out there, yo. And along that, we're gonna kill all these folks. Yeah, you know, they're gonna get mad. They're gonna send some bombs. We're gonna throw some bombs. You know, folks from here are gonna die. Some of us gonna die. The civilians, some civilians are gonna die. But after 2-3 months, they'll settle down. We'll get to talking. We'll get our people out of jail. Get some money. Get paid. Because all the buildings that they destroy, you know, some NGO is gonna come and ask for America, hey, we need $9 million for some for some buildings and stuff, the infrastructure. Then they turn around, they give it to Hamas, and they keep just building tunnels, right? And everything's good. What's the expression? Rinse whatever and do it over, right? But this time, oh, you done messed up. You done messed up. You went way overboard this time, and boy, I tell you what, the first sign that it was gonna be real bad was how fast the Jets. I mean, because it happened that morning. By late that afternoon, they had jets in the air. Big bombs. And once the world started getting in and saying, yo, stop. And they were like, we ain't hearing none of that. That's when it hit them. Oh, we done messed up. Like I said, there was nobody, there was no country, nobody, not the U.S., nobody that could have stood up to the Jewish people at that moment in time and said, don't, that's enough. They were just going to be like, with all due respect, can you please just move out the way? Yeah. We're not done. It's just far from done. And folks, when you start a fight and you lose, you don't choose when the fight is over. You don't. You don't. And when inside this country, when a college campuses, there's a joke that goes around, and it goes something to the effect of, folks that live in places like Afghanistan, the Russians, you got China. When you as a citizen misbehave, right, where you go against the grain, right, the government turns around and says, we have to put this person somewhere and remove all that thought that they have and let them understand what it truly is. They gave those things a name: re-education. Re-education. Remove all that old thought, all those evil thoughts that you got, that they put in your mind all those years. We, the government, knows what's better. Yeah, that's what China. Here in the U.S., there's a name for it. It's called first year of college. And it's kind of true. So many people have heard, my child came back from school break, and he or she is totally different. Everything I've taught that child, all those years, gone. Yeah. Yeah. So, I don't know why I went on that tangent right there, but I did. Yeah. So, to move them folks, I think it's the best idea, and those, and the colleges, when they started saying, from the river to the sea. It's funny, I remember one guy with a camera, he went around and he asked them, from what river to what sea? And they were like, oh. That was perfect. But anyway, they screamed that, not realizing that that's asking for the Jewish people not to exist anymore. What they're saying is that we're going to drive them to the sea, where they're going to meet their demise. They've been screaming that for years. And you know what's crazy? The one that could actually do it, that if they got really down and dirty and wanted to drive each and every one from the river to the sea, they don't. And the only one that could do that there are the Jewish people. They could have said, okay, as far as the gas, as far as the people that live within the Gaza Strip, we're going to drive them to the sea. Don't forget that these are folks that Israel was saying, yo, go north so you guys could be safe. And what will happen? Hundreds of thousands of people will get up and they will move. Hey, go south. Hundreds of thousands of people will move south. That's when you got control of a country. So just imagine if they decided to get down and dirty. Anyway, guys, God bless. And just take care of yourselves. Be safe.